Hi, everybody. It is Sunday morning. It's about 9:45 here in Los Angeles, March 27th. Oscar Day. Everything that's been building up to today is for the Academy Awards. They're finally getting to do a show live rather than remote or just in some kind of very minuscule way. They're going to pull out all the stops on this one. I think now that they are considering that we're back to normal, which we're not. So I hope nobody comes out of this thing ill. But it'll be what it'll be. But there's all kinds of talk about this stuff, and the only thing I'm really rooting for on this is for Diane Warren to finally win after 13 nominations. I think I would love to see her win tonight. Now, to me, she's always the winner on these, no matter what happens, because she's one of the most prolific songwriters of the generation, and she's an absolute delight. I just adore her, and we've been actually working over the past couple of years on a solo album with her, and she wrote me and she said that it's looking like they might go back in and finish this thing up. But it would be really just nice once for them to call out her name and let her go up and get the accolades that she so justly deserves. But I tell her all the time, I said, winning this is, you are such a winner already. The amount of incredible songs she's written. I do so many sessions, and they'll hand us a song to play, and we'll all get into it and go, God, great tune, who wrote this? And then of course they say, oh, Diane Warren. So I wish her luck. Now that's the bright side of today. This really sad side is really, again, acknowledging the passing of Taylor Hawkins, the drummer for the Foo Fighters. I mean, it's all over social media. It's been for a couple of days. That's really every other post is really tributes to him, and it's just really, really shocking that he passed away. Seeing the footage of the concert, they did like 2 nights down in South America, 2 nights before he died, and he's out there just kicking ass. So I don't know what happened. I don't know. I mean, they found toxicology reports are coming in and all this. I hope this isn't something that was totally avoidable. I hope there was actually just a health issue that was undiagnosed and caused this to happen. But last time I saw him, we have an old team of DJs in LA, Mark and Brian, and they had one of the most popular radio shows in town. And they would do a Christmas show every year. And I was usually part of the house band on that. And we always had just the greatest time doing that show. I mean, there's so many memories of those shows year after year. And most of the ones we did were during their normal hours, which started, I think, at 6 a.m. And we would do it at the Hollywood Palladium. And people would line up starting about 4 in the morning, and the band would get there, and we'd be going over setup and charts and whatever we were going to be doing. Had like the Tower Power horn section, and be Jeff Porcaro on drums, or Jim Keltner, or both of them, and all the cats in town. Everybody wanted to do this. Mike Finnegan would be there on keys. But the last one we did, they moved it into an evening thing down at LA Live or wherever the hell it was. But it was really a fun evening because Greg Bissonette was the main drummer on the gig. Jason Bonham came and played. We did Black Dog with Jason, and it was Mark Bonilla was the MD, the guitar playing MD for the band. And Steve Lukather and Slash also played on him. It was just a big, great free-for-all. And Taylor Hawkins was down there, and he played too. And I mean, I had seen him before with the Foo Fighters, but I never met him. And man, what a burst of energy! The guy was just like, he's like the burning bush. He just kind of lit things up, with his enthusiasm and beyond his playing. His playing was great, but man, he was one of those guys. You just went, this is a good hang. This guy's great. So I'm heartbroken for his family, for his wife and his children, for all the guys in the Foo Fighters. This is going to be a tough one. I really feel for Dave Grohl, after, having, lost Kurt Cobain back in Nirvana days and now losing him, Taylor. I mean, it's just really, really sucks. So I wish all those guys all the best too. It's a tough one, a really tough one. Musically, I'm going to go back and visit an album that I talked about a long, long time ago. I did one track, I showed you one track off of it, but I thought today, like, just kind of thinking about Jason and Taylor and these guys, I just wanted to play kick some ass today, have some fun. Usually on Sundays I get a little more mellow, but yesterday was kind of a mellow day. So I think I will go ahead today and revisit the incredible Cory Wells. Cory Wells was a third of Three Dog Night. And man, what a great singer this guy was. What an absolutely delightful cat to be around. I so loved this album. The album was called Ahead of the Stream. And we did this in 1979 at Sunset Sound Studios in Hollywood. It was produced by David Anderle. I loved David Anderle so much. He's no longer with us, but a brilliant producer and a great friend. And when he finally stopped producing, he was pretty much like one of the main producers at A&M Records for all their years. When he finally left A&M, he pursued his great joy in life, which was painting. And he was a really good painter. I was so happy that he was able to do that. But the album was produced by David and Cory Wells jointly. It was recorded and mixed by Ken Nebergall. The second engineer on this was the wonderful Peggy McCrary, who did many projects with Peggy. She was a great engineer too. And it was mastered by, there was only a couple of mastering guys that were really amazing. And Bernie Grundman was always, he and Doug Sachs did like most of the real mastering in town. Now, the only thing I could find was a Japanese release of this, and it's the only thing with the full album. Everything else I listed, there's only one song from the album that was listed, which I'm not going to do today since I've already done it. But I'm going to play you a couple others, and the band on this stuff was so good. I mean, we got in that room and just locked in. And, Cory's there singing his ass off, and we just had the greatest time. So I'm going to play a few songs from this for a nice kind of a Sunday Oscar day. This may be the most exciting part of the day. I don't know. We'll find out. The first song, it was the opening track on the album, and it's called Comin' Home. It was written by Eric Clapton and Bonnie Bramlett. Bonnie was amazing. Her daughter, Becca Bramlett, still one of the all-time great singers, too. But Delaney and Bonnie, they were all part of that whole Mad Dogs and Englishmen scene, and remarkable. So they wrote this, and the band is myself on bass, Mike Baird on drums, Steve Lukather and Jay Graydon on guitar, not a bad section, and Steve Foreman on percussion. So let's go ahead and start listening. When it ends, I'll stop and I put down some numbers where the next tunes are because this thing's just scrolling straight through the album. So here we go. This one is called Comin' Home.
I'm so tired, and I'm all alone. Somebody's called me together. I'm coming home to you. Been all the road, about 6 months too long. I walked so bad, I can't hardly stand it. I'm so tired, and I'm all alone. 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 I'm so tired, and I'm all al Somebody hold me together. I'm coming home to your hitchhiking on the turnpike all day long. I want you so badly, I can hardly stand it. I'm so sad, and I'm all alone. Someday we'll soon be together. I'm coming home to your
dude just sings his ass off. God, he was they were all great singers. Danny and Chuck, and Three Dog was always one of my absolute favorite things. And all these things kind of come back. We just lost Richie Podler, like within the last month, I believe, and he produced and engineered all the Three Dog Night records at his studio, American Recorders, which did a lot of work did John Kay's Sport and Life there from Steppenwolf and all kinds of stuff. The next one I'm going to do here is called Hold On, and it was written by Cory Wells and Eddie Setzer and Troy Seals. And it's myself and Mike Baird again, Bob Hawkins on piano, Jay Winding on mini moog, Steve Lukather and Jay Graydon on guitar, and Danny Weiss did the guitar solo on this, and the background vocals on this are Orrin and Luther Waters of the incredible Waters family, who are one of the most recorded, I think, background singers in our business, and Cory Wells also on this. So let me see if I can find this one by number here. This is a challenging way to do it. Let's see. Okay, that's the fade out of the previous song, so now it's going into Hold On.
Look at that moon hanging wild and free, taking care of business while you taking care of me. For the sky, you are the reason why I stay so high. Just lay here with you with that look in your eyes. See the magic and I'm hypnotized. The things you do it so well. Leaves me helpless when you work yourself. Hold on, got to do it right. Say, hold on. You get so bad down in my feelings. Hold on. All we can do is reach for tomorrow. That's alright. We gotta love tonight. Roll the dice and let them tumble. Take a chance. We might stumble. You're okay. One more time before the night is gone. When they do it in this rock and roll song. If you got it, honey, hold on tight. If you're gonna do it well, you got to do it right. Then hold on, got to do it right. Hold on, do it all night. Hold on, got to do it right. Hold on, do it all night. Hold on, got to do it right. Hold on, do it all night. You got to see it, you got to pull it and roll. I got to feel it, I want you to love it, I want to squeeze it and roll. Down, no, I got to have it, I got to want it. If you learn it, that's just this. I got to want you, I got to have it. Wow, boom, yeah. I got to feel it, baby, I got to feel it, I got to feel it, I got to feel it, I got to feel it. You got to twist me along, you got to hold me. You got to love me, child, you got to love me, child.
Oh, shit. That would have been a great song for the line dance on Soul Train. And see everybody in their finery just coming down that line dancing. I loved Soul Train. And that was one of my favorite parts of the show, beyond the artists that they would get on it, was just watching everybody just in their seriously fine threads and doing that dance down the center. It was great. And just everybody had their own interpretation of what they were feeling. The next thing I'm going to play is called Jailbreak. And this is, again, it was written by Cory Wells and Troy Seals. And it's myself and Mike Baird on drums, Bob Hawkins on piano. The lead guitar on this one is Jeff Skunk Baxter from Doobie Brothers and just everything, Skunk. And he's got a new album that they're just, I think, mastering right now, a solo album, which ought to be a total trip. And Steve Lukather and Jay Graydon, having Lukather, Graydon, and Baxter all on your track, not a bad thing. And the backgrounds again on this are Orrin and Luther Waters and Cory Wells. So let me see if I can find this one by number here. Hold on. Almost there. This is called Jailbreak. So this is probably going to be the end of the previous song. Oh, this is Jailbreak.
1973, I was doing my time in the state penitentiary. In the early hours of the morning, I was locked up in my cell. Heard a shot, whistle blew, heard somebody yell. Jailbreak, lock the gates and bolt the doors. Jailbreak, check the cells on every floor. It's a jailbreak, time to get to the dining hall. It's a jailbreak, they're trying to climb up over the wall. And it's me, Willie Johnson, trying to get to his baby. Down in the prison yard, they let the bright light shine. Searching every corner, we ain't wasting no time. Watching through the guard, who's that man that got away? Well, it's me, Willie Johnson. He's been planning this since May. Make a jailbreak, lock the gates and bolt the doors. It's a jailbreak, check the cells on every floor. It's a jailbreak, they're trying to get to the dining hall. It's a jailbreak, they're trying to climb up over the wall. And it's me, Willie Johnson, trying to get to his baby. Oh, yeah. Washington Willie, I know you're in there. Come on out. 7 hours in the lookout. Now you're gonna hear me really shout. Don't keep your distance if you won't stay alive. I ain't had no love for my sweet woman, and I'm meaning it all the time, and I'm making my jailbreak.
Go. There's some projects you end up doing that just when you're in the studio, there is so much just raw energy in the studio, and it is killing it. And this is one of those projects. It was so much fun making this record, and Cory was so cool to work with. We lost Cory a while back, but man, he was such a badass singer, and I loved him dearly. It's really fun re-listening to this again, and remember, I can look in my mind, I see where everybody was in the room, and going back and listening to the playbacks, and they're cranked up really loud, and everybody going, yeah, no shit, this is really good. One last song. This is called Maggie, and this was written by Joe New and Troy Seals, and it's, again, myself on bass, Mike Baird on drums, Steve Lukather and Jay Graydon on this, but Peter McRae played the solo on this. Jay Winding playing Fender Rhodes piano, Steve Foreman playing percussion, and again, Orrin and Luther Waters and Cory Wells. Let's see if I can find this one on here. This is a challenge looking at these numbers. 20. Let's see here if this is it. Maggie.
Maggie was the cocaine gang, following the hooking gang. Gucci leather hook and chain. Maggie's ice cream cooker man. Whoa, love and life. Make you feel like paradise. Oh, nobody dies when Maggie dies. When Maggie died, in the room and she could bang. Take her to the hook and hang. Roman boogie loved to dance. Maggie didn't stand no chance. Oh, she loved to tantalize. Make you feel like paradise. Oh, nobody cried when Maggie died. When Maggie died. Little Maggie. Little Maggie. Was the cocaine chain, following the whipping gang. Gucci leather hook and chain. Maggie's ice cream cooker man. Oh, she loved to tantalize.
Yeah.
Make it feel like paradise. Oh, nobody cried when Maggie died. When Maggie died. Whoa, whoa. She's a looker, Maggie, Maggie. She's a hooker, Maggie, Maggie. She's a hooker, Maggie, Maggie. Yeah. She's a looker, Maggie, Maggie. She's a hooker, Maggie, Maggie. She loves to tantalize. Ooh, make it sweet like paradise. She's so mean, she's so mean, she's so mean.
This is a great record. I love this record, and there's so many other great songs on it. So if you dig it, man, just Ahead of the Storm. It's called, from 1979, and it's Cory Wells from Three Dog Night. So Yeah, I'm out of the mood now with that, so let me put my standards on. Oh, there I am. There you are. So I'm going to take care. I'm going to spend some time right now working on Lyle Lovett songs for the upcoming tour, which my first gig with him is June 14th. I think at Humphreys in San Diego, and then we are hauling cross country for till the end of October, till the end of August, I believe. I'm really looking forward to it. I love working with Lyle, and I love the band. It's just ridiculous on his tours, and he pulls a wonderful audience, really cool people I've known over the years. So it'll be fun to see everybody again, and so that's it. You know, the hard part of all this stuff, you know, other than the sense of loss here, is just still the complete juxtaposition of sitting here digging this music, thinking about the Academy Awards, and then realizing that halfway around the world there's an incredible misery taking place that I just hope that this can, it can't be really resolved. It needs to end, but once this ends, reconstruction, if it ends favorably for Ukraine, which it's got to, I hope, for their sake, reconstruction is going to be years and years and years, because this is one of those kind of just destroy everything in your path kind of bits of madness warfare. Just buildings are all destroyed. Everything's going to have to be scraped away and started fresh. So my heart goes out, especially when I see all the children that they have no idea why the hell everything's gone. Their friends are gone. Their homes are gone. Their lives are gone. And this is going to affect an entire generation that I don't know if they'll ever recover from this. Warfare is not a kind thing, for sure. So, you know, my heart goes out to these people. And again, you know, I worry about things like the Oscars tonight. I don't know what kind of protocols they're doing, but I know of some events that took place that had serious protocols. And when they were over, a bunch of people had COVID. You know, as much as they were trying to batten down the hatches, it is so infectious that just takes one person to kind of mess it up. So my heart's out to all the people. We're sitting here enjoying our weekend, and we're going to watch the Academy Awards or do whatever we're going to do. And there's people 2 years plus into this that are still working their weekends in hospitals trying to save people's lives, because it's not over. So take good care. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Got a really busy week ahead, and we got our clubhouse Wednesday, and then on Thursday head off to Vegas for the Grammy pre-show. So I'm excited about that. So take good care, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.